Good afternoon, everyone. This is Michelle with Southern Inspirations, and I'm here with Melanie Brindley. And as promised, we are here to talk about water safety and drowning prevention. A very serious subject, one that's very near and dear to Melanie's heart. And so she's going to share her story today. And very importantly, she's going to share some information about water safety and drowning prevention. But before we get started, I want to give special thanks to Brian and Orlin Blackwood. We are at their home and their pool, their gorgeous pool in Conway, Arkansas. I would like to thank Melanie and the Ken Brindley Memorial Foundation, which we will share more about. And then I would also like to thank Alliance Technologies as our social partner for this particular story. So Melanie, on behalf of myself, Southern Inspirations, and everyone that's watching, thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome. I'm honored and hope I can hold back the tears and keep you from crying as this is a very, very special story. I've been very excited about this, and so just thank you so much for joining.
Oh, you're welcome.
So share with us, if you will, why water safety and drowning prevention has become so very important to you, and just tell us your story.
Right. Well, Michelle, thank you for having me and bringing this to your blog and your YouTube and all of your followers, because this is very important to me, not just for myself, my community, my state, or all of the people that I know, but I just need to reach more people. The drowning is an epidemic. It's a world epidemic. And it's not just through children, it's not just through teenagers, adults. It crosses all ages, all ethnicities. It crosses every boundary, whether you're old or young, whether you are rich or poor, you can swim or not. So I really want to reach as many as I can.
Yes.
And I'm here to have a hard conversation that we talk about all the time, and the hard conversation is about drowning, and unfortunately it can touch anyone at any time. So I appreciate you having me.
Well, again, thank you, and I'm just elated that you're willing to share your story. It's very, very personal for you, but the Lord has taken that experience in yours and your children's lives and turned that into a platform, and you have become an advocate for water safety and drowning prevention. So, and we're going to share some resources for everyone out there as we move through this video. So Melanie, your husband was Ken Brindley.
Yes.
And everyone behind us, I think it's backwards, and I'm not going to reach up to flip the button to turn it around, but her husband, Ken Brindley, the namesake Ken Brindley Memorial Foundation, there's a story behind that. So Melanie, would you share that?
Yes. In 2003, while I was on vacation in Florida with my husband and my two small children, my husband went in during a rip current situation to help save a young boy who was 9 years old. The young boy was on a boogie board at the edge of the water and eventually was taken out into the Gulf, further away from the beach, and then of course he was he was in trouble out there. My husband and the boy's father went out to help him and try to bring him in. My husband, I believe, got to him first. I was not there to see this incident. I was there in Florida up at the beach house with the children. But from what I understand, my husband got there and helped get the boy to safety, and then the husband, the father of this young boy, was also taken out through the rip currents. And so he was, the husband, the father was struggling, and my husband went back out to save him, and at that time the rip current took my husband as well. And I'm sure from what I've learned and from all of the research that we know now, I'm sure that my husband was in distress. He was overcome by fatigue of having to struggle through the rip current, and he just couldn't. He couldn't maintain himself to stay above water. So when the paramedics arrived, the first responders, they pulled both men from the water, and then my husband was resuscitated. He actually lived for another couple of days in a hospital, but he unfortunately drowned from he died from his drowning problems that he had. The other man, the boy's father, unfortunately drowned that day on the beach and was pronounced dead. So we have just learned so much from that. That day on June of 2003 is called Black Sunday in Florida for the Panhandle, because there were 29 drownings, I believe, that happened during that day. Not all of them were deaths. Some of them were injuries, and of course sustained a lot of problems throughout their lives from this. But it was just it was a overwhelming number of people who were caught into rip currents during that day.
Wow. And Melanie, thank you for sharing that. And as we'll get to later, drowning is preventable, including the incident with your husband. You know, he was a hero. We don't want to go on without saying that. He was a hero, and gosh, what a legacy he has left. But Melanie's main message, I know that she wants to get across today, is that it does not have to happen to any of us. In fact, since that incident occurred, Melanie has become involved with an organization called Families United Against Drowning. Did I say that correctly?
It's Families United to Prevent Drowning.
To prevent against wasn't a good word to use. So I knew she would correct me on that. So tell us a little bit about how you came to know the families in that organization, and then what led you to join that effort.
Right. The Families United to Prevent Drowning, they are a group, they're a collection of families. They're not a nonprofit organization, they're just a group of families, and unfortunately we're all together because we're bound by the horrible fact that we've all lost somebody we've loved. We've lost many children, teenagers, and I'm one of the few that have an adult, a husband in that member of the group. But we are a national group. We came together because of the National Drowning Prevention Alliance, and that is the NDPA, and it's a national group that is one of the leaders in water safety and drowning prevention, and we go to them for our information for the research, and they help us a lot. But all of the families and Families United, all of us, many have organizations that are nonprofits that work in their individual states and their communities and their towns to help prevent drowning tragedies, because they're everywhere. And then we come together once a month on phone calls, and then we also keep in touch through emails, and we come together and have a meeting once a year. But of course, our group, when I first joined years ago, was just a handful of people and a handful of families, and now this last meeting we had in April, I believe the number has grown to at least 50 families. So we have grown, but 50 is still very, very small if you compare that to the number of drownings that are happening in our country all the time. So a lot of people do not know about us. If you are listening and you know someone that's been touched by drowning and has had that tragedy in their life, please let them contact me, because we are a support system. We support each other. We love each other. These are our families. And we help each other, whatever help we need to give.
And Melanie was, when her and I were kind of chatting this morning preparing for this video, she made a comment that unfortunately, this is not an organization that individuals want to join.
No.
Nor do we want individuals to have to join. But what an incredible resource. And I know that it's meant a lot to Melanie since your involvement. And through that, you know, she mentioned that several families out of that organization have started their own foundation. And Melanie, I believe for quite some time, you had kind of had your heart's desire had been to do
Right.
something. And through your involvement with Families United, you started the Ken Brindley Memorial Foundation. And before you tell us about that, I want to show this little booklet because
Okay.
I jumped ahead just a little bit.
It's
So
okay.
sorry I wasn't right on script. And again, this will probably be backwards in Facebook land, and I'll work on that for future videos. But there's a booklet, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's free. Or you
well,
order it. You can order them.
Right, right.
You've got access to get these by going to the website, which the Families United to Prevent Drowning website, which, by the way, I'll be sharing all that information on follow-up post, and Melanie will as well on the Ken Brindley Memorial Foundation Facebook page. But y'all, the stories in here, Melanie gave me this little booklet the first time we met, and I took it home and began to read through some of the stories, including Ken's, and I literally, you know, you think you know something about a subject, or you think you have that awareness, but until I started reading the stories, I'll just tell you, it changed me, and it's heightened
Right.
my awareness. So make sure, I just wanted you to know about this resource. So tell us about, and I want y'all to see I love this logo for her husband's honor and legacy for the foundation. I love that logo. So y'all will be seeing more of that. But tell us then about your journey with the foundation.
Right. The foundation has been something that since I've joined the Families United, of course, I've watched all of these foundations in other states and cities, and they've just grown, and they're reaching so many people. And I've used those foundations as a resource in Arkansas to go through the school system or go through different organizations, Rotary clubs, groups, to talk to different people about drowning prevention, water safety, and I've
Right.
used their resources. But my Families United have also always supported me, and they support all of us, anyone that wants to step up and have their own organization, their own foundation. They help us. So I got all my information, and a lot of people came together and helped me and spent many years encouraging me, and it's finally taken me this long to get the I guess the nerve up and the capability and the time and to put the effort forth to have my own foundation. So I have finally finished all the paperwork. We've been approved nationally, and I've got all the paperwork into Arkansas.
Yay.
So that was our last step, to be approved to work in
Yay.
Arkansas, and I'm expecting that back any day now. But yes, our foundation will work to share water safety education, to be an advocate for water safety. We will also provide scholarships for swim lessons, providing that I can find a swim school close to you. We want to help every family that we can that cannot afford swim lessons, because swim lessons is one of the main things that we know will help a person be able to drown proof them, if they want to say the word drown proof.
yeah.
But it will help them reduce the risk of drowning. So we'll provide those things. And also, Ken, I do have in the mission statement, Ken was a person that loved people, and he loved to help people. If he had a friend or if he met anyone, it didn't even matter if he knew them or not, but if he knew of a story or a reason that person needed some help, Ken would step up and help them if he could. So our mission statement does provide a clause in it that says we can deviate from some water safety, and we can also provide some help in need of people, just to be a good Samaritan as he was.
Oh, wow.
So I'm excited to get started. I think that we'll really take off next spring before water safety and spring break and summer comes around. But I'm just so excited. I've got all of my paperwork in line, and I'm ready to go.
Good. Well, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that, because I know that was a lot of work.
It was.
And so I look forward to continuing to support you in that
Thank you.
foundation, and I know you're already having discussions with different individuals about partnering, and so I'll also share, like I said earlier, that information about her foundation so that you guys know how to reach her there. You know, Melanie is not the only Brindley through this incident that has just kind of said, you know, I want to do something. I want to give back. Her daughter, Madeline, wrote a book, published a children's book. And so I have it here. It's called The Royals Go to the Beach. And so tell us a little bit about Madeline's story and your journey with the book.
Right. Well, I have that book too, and the book is on Amazon, should you want to find it. But yes, it shows a picture of her on the back, and she was in the Miss America pageants for a few years back when she was in high school, and she needed a platform, needed something to talk about, and of course this is the thing that's most near and dear to our hearts.
Right.
And she was already involved with me with connecting with some of these different foundations and these organizations, and we went through some grief counseling and some things like that had given her some resources of how to talk to people about water safety. So she went through the pageant system with working her platform of water safety and drowning prevention, and we together learned how to be book publishers, self-publishing, and we also we thank everyone, our generous donations of friends and family who helped out with a Kickstarter to publish the book, because that was quite an expense on us. But she is a published author, and I'm so proud of her, and I hope that one day we can even go a little further and do some more books about the rules, and maybe they'll go to the pool, and they might go to the lake or to the river as well. But it does share a lot of information about water safety at the beach with rip currents in this particular book.
Yes, so great book. Y'all have to check that out. Make a note to check on Amazon, and Melanie can also get you a copy, I'm sure. So thank you, that fabulous background and what all you and Madeline have done thus far, and so many folks that have supported you. So let's transition into safety.
Right.
So I have shared, Melanie knows that I'm a new pool owner, and so I have a brand new awareness. I like to say that with additional enjoyment comes added responsibility.
Right.
So I now have a responsibility. Obviously I had one before, but I have a heightened awareness that is, as a pool owner, with not only my own family being at the pool, but visitors and even non-visitors who might find their way to my house. And so as we speak, there's a fence being worked on at our pool and some other things. We are the Blackwoods home where we are today. Thank you again, Brian and Orlin. They recently installed a fence, and as Melanie refers to it, it's layers of protection. So a fence is great, and it's great for a pool, but there's more than that we can do. And then, as Melanie alluded, it's not just the pool, it's any body of water, including a bathtub or a hot tub, or not just the typical bodies of water that we think about. So talk to us. Let's talk about the fence, and y'all bear with me. I really want y'all to see this fence as she's talking about it. And I'll tell you, it's hot outside. I mean, we're literally at the pool, so the sunlight might kind of mess with us a little bit, but I want us to get up and move around just a little bit. We may come right back if it gets too hot, but we're going to try this, okay? And Melanie, if you'll just talk. So just start talking about the fence and the importance of the fence, and the proper gate. Y'all, if we think it gets too something, we're going to walk over here to the gate. First of all, I want y'all to see this gorgeous pool. I hope y'all can see that pretty pool and all her pretty flowers. And even if you look, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go around, Melanie, and I'll meet you over there. Y'all hang in there with me. So she's got a wrought iron fence, literally, that's all the way around her pool. Now granted, she has the privacy gates on each side of her house going into her backyard, and you should definitely have those. But as you'll see, I mean, I'm standing on her concrete deck that goes around the pool, and then there is the wrought iron fence. So I'm coming all the way around. Hope y'all can see Melanie now. All right, is that good? Am I good? You can't see them. It's so sunny out here, but talk about the importance of having a gate.
Right.
And
well, first of all, definitely you need a fence around your pool, and a lot of people think having a fence around their pool, having the barrier of your outside wood fence is enough. But it's really not. We in water safety.
Can you see yourself?
I can see.
I'm
myself.
readjust. Okay, should I put it back
there
right
you
there?
go.
Okay,
That's
Melanie's
good.
like, you got too close. Okay, sorry.
But yes, having the wooden fence around your yard is not enough. You really need the fence right around the barrier of your pool. So Ora Lynn has just installed this, and I think because she has you know, she went with me to the NDPA meeting last year, and she was so impressed. She came home right away and told her husband, we're going to have to get a fence. So this is one example of a fence. It's height. It's very tall in height, so someone's not going to climb it. A child is not. It's got a self-latching gate behind it so that no one can get in it unless you as an adult have unlocked it to let the child in.
And that latch right there lifts up, and a small child cannot reach that.
Right.
So that's one layer, right?
This
is that right, Melanie?
Yes, and you see it's just right here next to the sidewalk or the pavement of her pool.
Right.
And this is one example. There's several other fences with there's people that do mesh fence. There's all kinds of fence, but the important thing is to have it right around your pool and not just around the barriers of your yard, because many times those fences around your yard, kids can get in those. They can climb over them. They can put a ladder up to them and come through your yard and then have an accident. So we want to prevent that.
Yeah.
Another layer of protection, one of the big things is to have swim lessons. Learn how to swim, know how to swim. And if you're an adult and you don't know how to swim, you need to know how to swim. So I would encourage you, if you want me to come with you and get in a pool while you take swimming lessons, I will come with you. So I'm offering that, and some people in my family know that. They need to learn to swim, so I'm talking directly to you, plus all my friends that do not know how to swim. Secondly, wear a life jacket. Wear a Coast Guard approved life jacket. Go buy your children life jackets. We do not advocate wearing the the floaties on your arms. Please do not let your children wear those. I know a lot of people do. They're convenient. The kids maybe don't like the buckles on the life jacket, but however, those are necessary because those are Coast Guard approved, and they are not going to pop. They're not going to slip off because the child, has a lot of sunscreen on their arm, and they're going to be better for you. They're going to keep your child, their head above water, and that's what we want. Another layer of protection is to know CPR. That's very, very important because, like I said, my husband was revived with CPR. He was alive for a couple of days because of CPR. Had that not been done, had someone not known that, had he not had CPR respiration done on him, he would not have even been given those 2 days extra. And there's many people that I know that are in our Families United today that their children have drowned but have been revived from CPR from a bystander, and they're alive today. Because drowning isn't just the incident where someone is dead. Drowning is the incident of you have drowned from the water in your lungs. And if you are revived and you lived, you have still drowned, but you're still alive. So what we say is learn CPR, know how to swim, use a life jacket that's Coast Guard approved and fits you, and also use the barriers such as a fence. The last thing I would say is use touch supervision protection. If you've got young infants or children, be in the pool with them. Be aware. Watch them with your eyes. Always have a watcher on your children, or be in the pool with your children. And that's very, very important. And I've got all those resources to help you out. If you want to contact me or let me talk to any of your groups, I promise I can bring you what you need to help you.
Wow, lots of good information. We're going to make our way back to the table. Have a seat, and thank you, Melanie. Such good information. And again, it's those layers of protection and all those precautionary steps that are so important. Y'all bear with us as we get back settled at the table. So outside of a pool, Melanie,
Yes.
if we are in the lakes, the rivers,
Correct.
at the beach, wherever we are, a hot tub,
Yes.
what are some other best practices that we need to know?
Well, best practices are always, as I said, to keep an eye on your children. If your child goes missing in the house and you have a pool, you should look for the pool first. Do not go searching your house through the closets, under the bed. Go to the pool first. That is going to help you save their life. If you've got children and they've got little friends over and they're quiet and you can't find them, go to the pool. Or a body of water if you live in a neighborhood with a pond. That's very important. On boats, you need to have life jackets. Of course, we've got a law in Arkansas that the children have to wear life jackets under a certain age, but be a role model. Wear a life jacket yourself. If your boat is stopped and you are jumping out in the water to swim, put a life jacket on. Just don't jump out and dive and swim. There's many instances where people jump out, they dive into the water, and they never resurface, and they aren't found for a day or two, and that's someone's child.
Right.
So I would encourage you to please do that. Also, I would just say that the layers of protection, the watching the people, wearing the life jackets, knowing how to swim, all of those things you really need to know. One other I will say is if you have a hot tub or a pool, keeping it covered. If you can get a cover or an alarm for that, that's one extra layer that you can always use. I would also say that if you have, everyone has toilets, but please put locks. If you have young children that are learning to crawl and walk, please put locks on your toilet. And lastly, I would say if you have wheelbarrows, buckets, if you're a gardener and you've got big pots in your yard that are empty, if they fill up with rainwater, please dump them out. I know so many instances of children who have drowned in a bucket, a toilet, or in a wagon full of water, and also puddles. So you just really never know. You can't underestimate water. It is dangerous, and until we are able as a society to change the way we think about water, because water can be fun and it can be a great entertainment for your people, because I would like to get in there and swim right now, but I know my boundaries, and I also know that I know what I need to protect myself or my family, and that's what I want others to do. And it needs to be a second nature. It needs to be just like you put a seatbelt on your child or yourself in the car, just like that habit. You cross the street and you look two ways. Well, just like that, you're saving yourself your life. You have to practice the layers of protection when you're around water.
Wow. Things that puddles, the buckets, a wheelbarrow, literally I can say those are things that I admittedly so probably never thought about when my children
And I didn't either.
were growing up. And so thank you for sharing yet even more additional, just resources and information for us, because the fact of the matter is it's real easy for us to talk about water safety and drowning prevention in the summer. And because it's top of mind awareness, typically speaking, during the summer, but it's 12 months a year.
It is
365 days a year.
There is water everywhere, every day around you, and there are curious children all the time. And when you are at a point that your children can open a door, you need to be aware of all the things that are around your home
Yes.
that you need to watch for every day,
Every
throughout
day,
the
that's
whole
right.
year.
Well, before we close, we want to share something very exciting for you, and that is that our partner, Safety Before Swim School.
Well, safety before skills.
See, Safety Before. Oh my goodness.
That's okay.
See, I knew she would have
We
to
just
correct
brought
me.
this
So-
about today, this
Yeah,
morning.
that's
so,
right.
yeah,
We
safety
just
before
kind of
skills.
Yes, keep me straight,
Yeah,
girl.
that's okay.
Safety Before Skills Swim
Swim
School.
School.
Even though she texted it to me a couple of times so I would get it straight, but y'all, we are live and things happen. So, they are giving us. They have donated some swim lessons that we are going to give away. And tell us again, so I'll get that straight, what that encompasses.
Well, the swim lessons at Safety Before Skills, they have facilities in Little Rock. They teach in Conway, in North Little Rock, I believe Jacksonville. They have several different facilities. If you're anywhere around those areas, you might want to take note of this, because you can get a package of swim lessons. It's worth about $170. I believe it's 4 lessons, private lessons, for swimming. And it can be, even if you never have learned how to swim, if you have children that need to learn how to swim, or if you need a refresher course, or if you're an adult that would like to take advantage of this, we encourage you to visit Safety Before Skills, and we're going to give away this package because they are a organization. They have this swim school that they are all so well trained in teaching people to swim, but the important thing about them is they're going to teach you to save your life first.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
are going to give away a little package here, and
Yeah, and
Michelle
so-
will tell you how.
That's right.
And it's for infants 4 months to adults. So it gives you that wide range of ages.
Awesome. And thank you so much to Safety
Before Skills.
Safety Before Skills Swim School. That's
Yes.
I'm going to get better at that, y'all. I'm going to get better at saying that. But what we need you to do, if you are interested in potentially winning those lessons, if you will like the video and share it. And then what we'll do, we're going to give it about 24 hours. Sometime tomorrow afternoon, we'll go in, and everyone who has liked and shared this, we will put your name in a hat and draw somebody out, and we will announce the winner. So y'all just stick to the Southern Inspirations page, and then Melanie will also be sharing it on the Ken Ridley Memorial Foundation page. We will announce a winner. So that's what you need to do, just like and share. So we want to let people know how to reach, and again, I am going to post this, but tell us real quick if folks want to reach you, the foundation, the swim school, the Families United. What's all that good information?
Well, people that know me, you can just text me or call me.
And I'm sure you've heard all of this a few times, right?
Well, yes, and if you want to reach out to people that do not know me, I do not mind at all if you give them my phone number, because my phone number is the only number of the foundation right now. And like I say, we're just getting started. We've got a website up. However, it's in the works, so it's not quite tweaked, and it doesn't have the working buttons yet, but we will.
Okay.
But the website is swimsafety.org, O-R-G, so it's safely, yeah, let me make sure.
Swimsafely.org. Okay.
And of course, it's the Ken Brindley Memorial Foundation, and through Facebook, if you want to share my contact with anyone, that's fine, because I'm always willing to talk to anybody. And also, I encourage you to look up the swim school, Safety Before Skills, because I encourage you, if you do not know how to swim, that they teach year-round, and they are your resource for this area, Central Arkansas. Of course, I know there's other swim schools as well that I'll be reaching out to. That one in particular, I've already made a relationship with.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing
You're
that.
welcome.
Y'all, that is it for this. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us share. Thank you again, Melanie, for
You're
sharing
welcome.
with us so much good information. I'm going to go back and watch it just myself. I'm going to keep watching it. I'm going to keep educating myself and my family and my friends and making sure that those all around me are safe and have that awareness, heightened awareness of water safety. With that, I hope you will follow Southern Inspirations on all our platforms. Thank you for joining Facebook. Check us out on Instagram, Pinterest, which, by the way, speaking of Pinterest, this morning I added a water safety board to my Pinterest account.
Oh, yay.
And I didn't have one before.
Yay.
And so look for some more posts on that, and then this video and other videos will be posted on YouTube, and then of course my blog site at southerninspirations.net. All of those good places, be sure and follow, and think safety first.
Yes, think
Right.
of it, and think of it every day.
Yeah.
It's really a matter of life and death when you're talking about your family.
Right, absolutely. So thank you all again. I'll see you soon. Live life, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.